Here we go. When last we left off, we were hemorrhaging heavily on wood. Like you can see right now, we have exactly none to our name. But I'm hoping that's going to change in a little while, because we've got this little thing set up. Ready to start chopping down some of these trees. Well, now, actually. So ready, in fact, that I'm going to take people off of here and dump them straight in here. And just switch this off for good measure. Because right now, I need some wood. Oh. How's this not doing? They are doing alright for the most part. It is currently a bit chilly, but they should be fine. We have 10 sick, 4 in treatment, and drawing boards being written up. We need 40 wood and 5 workers to make one of these thingy teams. Oh. And since this is finished cooking up food for the day, we can move them straight into this building. Our lovely versatile cooks. It's only a short walk, you'll be fine. I mean, how high is this snow? If we just use you as a rough guideline. It's only about head height, you'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. Ooh, what we do need to worry about is coal consumption. Because right now we're in the green, but that's because we have this thing turned off. And there are a few people sitting at home in chilly weather. We need to sort that out. And you lot are our sole source of coal at the moment. So we'll probably need to worry about another sort of income in that regards at some stage. Got a bit of wood and steel there. Those will probably stay there for a little while. Until at least until I get someone to work on picking all that up. But for the time being, all of our needs are currently met. I'm just going to wait for this to hit 6 o'clock. I'm going to switch the steam hub back on. That's what you think. For now, I need to set up a cemetery. Can't do it there, because it's got these bloody things in the way. 8 steel and 1 wood. Just 1 wood. You know what? I'm going to take a lad off you. Put you in there. Because I want to put another hunting hut up here at some stage. For the time being, cemetery. There can only be 1, but it's perfectly fine in that regard because it doesn't need healing up at all. So let's find somewhere to stick it. I mean, the dead don't really need warmth, do they? There we go. All of our friendly little dude's gonna run over and start putting all that together. And, oh, wrong button. Should put my mouse on lock again. And what's happening here? Cold home. This is one of the more, let's say, problematic parts of the game. Basically, if we leave homes cold for too long, then people are going to start to complain. And we can choose to make a promise to keep, have to start heating none of the cold homes within 2 days. And then keep them heating for about 2 days. Interesting to see 0 cold homes. We could choose to start heating all of them, which would usually be like all of them. Or we could just make people more discontent. The people who live in these homes are really hot on their temperatures. Like, I swear, they have a thermometer in every single house, and the second it falls below the livable temperature, like, they're gonna be hot on your tail. Like, you fucked up. You let this get too cold. Like, the second it drops below. So let's promise to heat no homes. And now we have to maintain livable in those homes for about 2 days. So we need to keep them at least orange. So we're paused now. If I turn this off, and that heat temperature goes down on too many of them, we're gonna fail this little mini quest. And it's like we got that prompt then, because temperature drops do really screw you up in that regard. So now we can no longer do our favourite strategy of just turning that off during the day. But on the subject of little side quests, we got another pop up here, but our burials, it was almost done. And we can boop this. And, well, here's a very important word of advice. Like, when people are facing problems, they will look for the quickest solution. That's just a reminder that if someone prompts you to introduce a specific law, you don't have to do that. Alright, oh, and now that's popped into existence. Everyone's happy that we've got a cemetery set up, and a little hope bar goes up. We have 2 people cured and 2 sick, waiting to be chucked into one of these tents. Just give a good look at the generator for a little while. As it just gently rumbles away, being the sole protection against the less than comfortable temperatures. And here's a repercussion of us turning off the heating during the day. Because during the day, this lot who go out hunting, they look for food, and when they're not out during the night, they're sleeping in their tents during the day. And because it was cold in their tents, they are now sick. Or at least a couple of them are. Got 3 from here and 2 from here. No, 4 from there even. Oh, that's going to be a mild issue, to say the least. Oh, I've just remembered. Let's put another guy on here. Actually, let's just put our 2 cooks on here, so they can pick up this 1 bit of wood and free up that spot for a building later on. And once they've picked all that up, they can quickly rush over to the old cookhouse and start cooking up the food we get in the next day. But now we've had to start up this little hub. If we check our economy, we've just barely got more coal income. And I want to stock up 40 before we start sending out expeditions. I mean, it's less than ideal having to wait so long to get them out, but there's not really much I can do in that regard. How are we doing here? 2 kids. They are being treated. You have no issues. I assume you're being treated. And 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, we have 22 hours of coal left. Not anymore, because we've got income. Come on. Rise and shine, everyone. Hang on. A lovely morning. Oh, it is kind of lovely. Now you mention it. Ah, very nice. You don't get that often. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, if you zoom out too much in this view, then you jump straight over to the map view. Oh, and that sound means we can crack open a new law. So, what options do we have? We could open up an arena to make people less discontent. Or we can start dumping sawdust into food to help people just to get a bigger food reserve. Or we could start sticking in soup. But people eating soup aren't too keen on that. While they won't get sick, they will not be too happy. Although, we could set up a fighting arena to make people less discontent, but we'd have to build one, and we don't actually need one yet. So I'm going to make a decision and choose not to introduce a law yet. That is as important a decision as what law to bring in. Oh, got an update on the sick. We had 1 extra sick during the night, but we have 10 in treatment at the moment, which is a much better improvement on last time where we had 15 total sick. And oh, time to work. Ah, when you got a big old health symbol up here, it means like a massive portion of the workforce you've assigned to this station are currently off sick, and so one of the 2 people we've put on here are unavailable for whatever reason. What's the temperature like? Cold. I would put you 2 into this building, but I would actually scratch that. I will put you in that building, because at the very least it's not as cold. Gonna pop the eating on for you 2. You're gonna gather 1.8 of that per hour, and that, I guess, at some stage. I'm fine with putting the heating on in this place for a little while because it's going to turn off eventually. Excuse me. Aha! Wood crate's depleted. Those crates are gone. So now we can turn off, and these 2 can run over to the kitchen and start up a raw food production. Well, actually, just the 1 cook we need. The other one can run into the sawmill. So whip that on. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's child shelter. I wonder what that was. And now we have 40 wood. We need to figure out where to start pulling people, because we need 5 to build up a scout team. So, right now we need all the coal we can get, because we're barely in the green here. We can't use the engineers. We only have 1 cook. So the only realistic places we're going to get it from is the 2 food productions. Or wood production. So let's have 1, 2, actually 1 from you, and 2 from you each. There we go. And now we have 5 free dudes. We can go over here, press this button, and we have a scout team set up and ready to run off to the Lost Expedition. That is going to have people there. This is going to have, it has no signs of life, but it's going to have plenty of resources. So first place we're going to go is the Lost Expedition. It'll take him 11 hours, but that's perfectly fine. There we go. And with that, we have drawing boards set up. And if we go into our tech tree, we can have a look and see we have a whole new row of technologies to research. So if we have a look here, we can, once we plop down some resource depots, we can make them bigger through here. We can start building coal mines or charcoal kilns, which take wood and turn it into usable coal. We can plop some steel in here to make the sawmills even better. Or a wall drill, which is a source of wood in addition to sawmills, which we can use later. From here we can make the medical posts even better. Or hothouses, which are another source of food. Or a bunkhouse, which is a better tent. We're definitely going to need these at some point. But I'm going to run over here and upgrade the sawmill. How you doing? Efficiency 0 because there's only one person available for it. Not anymore. This needs to shut. We have no more coal production. That's not fun. We need to get one of these set up. We need 15 wood for it. And this is producing wood. This is a source of wood, but it is in cold temperatures. We need 2 people to run over it. And we need another person to actually start cooking everything. And we need 15 wood as soon as possible to set up the coal thumper. And we need to start saving a bit of coal as well, so unfortunately we're going to have to turn that off for a little while. We have about a day of coal production, of coal left for this, until that turns off. 11 wood, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, now that's done, we can plop this down. This is a workplace. If you see the little coal symbols behind, you can see much better here, those 3 little hexagons. This is going to create a big old pile of coal, which the gathering posts can clear up. So what I'm going to do is going to swing this around here. It's going to get a bunch of people running over to that. Oh, need 1 speed for this. And we need this set up as soon as possible. Ah, hello Sombrero. You've heard this game is both incredibly difficult and stressful. It is. You can make it a lot stressful for yourself, but that comes at a cost, unfortunately. The cost for us at the moment is right now we have the option of installing an emergency shift, which means that, well, we can force anyone to work for 24 hours. We might need to do that because we have less than 24 hours left on this thing until this shuts off. And when this shuts off and everything starts getting cold, people start to die. That's not less than ideal. Oh, but this is almost done. It's reaching about 4 o'clock. And the second this finishes, about less than an hour. Yes, bro, it is. It's kind of bleak, but there are little patches of hope and loveliness. Oh, just like now, this is finished, and the second this finishes, we need 4 people. We need 4 people in there, 5 in here, and we need them to. Oh, they've already started work, and that's gonna poop out little piles of coal out the back, and these people can pick it up eventually after they've finished going to eat. Come on, guys. Really? Well, at the very least, we won't have to... we'll still have enough coal to get through the night. But we are cutting it very fine with this. It's kind of chilly in there. Ah, I know why that's not picking up coal.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
I didn't switch it on. Whoops. So yeah, you have to be like properly on the ball for all of this. But fortunately, we have a decent supply of wood now. And we have 17 hours and 53 minutes left. Well, we can start plopping down a building. So what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? We're good on cooking stuff, because cookhouses are incredibly efficient. Gathering posts. I've looked it up, and when you have 10 people working in here, you need 2 gathering posts to be able to keep up with the coal pile it produces. It hasn't pooped one out yet, but it should be alright for the time being. It should start pooping one out in the morning. We can set up a steam hub to make sure people in here aren't freezing to death at work. A gathering post. We don't need another sawmill yet, because everyone is in a workplace at the moment. Although, this lot are going to find more people, so we should, because we're being clever and whatnot, we're going to set up some more tents. Right here. Just forward. That's 20 extra people we can house. I'm going to have a sip of water. Oh, how convenient. We've rescued 0 of 20 people from the Lost Expedition. We have about just under a day left to keep homes warm. If we jump out, check on this lot. Oh no, wrong button. There you go, they're not too far away. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Do forgive me. Everything is recording fine. Let's speed up. We have a bunch of steel left. We should have a fair bit of wood by the time this finishes. We have 9 people in treatment. We should have plenty of food coming in. Still got a little bit of raw food left in the back pockets. Let's speed up and watch these houses get finished. Before you do, they've reached the Lost Expedition. We enter the camp, appearing out of the driving snow, and a choir of voices welcomes us. Thank God you found us. We've been wandering for days, till we can't go on any longer. Soon we'll begin to starve. There are plenty of children and adults surrounding us, packed and ready to go. Now we have a choice here. We can escort them direct to the city. There are 3 kids, 9 engineers, and 22 people. That's a lot more than 20 I promised. Or we could just point them towards the city, and it'll take them longer to get there, and some of them might not even make it. Again, another bleak decision to make. What I normally do here is just escort them there, because we need all the hands we can get. In some cases, smaller hands at that. Talking about hands, we need beds to put them in. They are 4 hours and 30 odd minutes away. They should get here by morning. Oh. And with that, we got 5 people being treated, which means we can close this little place, flip that off, and put the former engineers into here, because we need that coal, and we need it pretty sharpish. There we go. And here they come. Right over the edge. It's heartwarming to see families reunited after so many hardships. But shouldn't there be other settlements nearby? The first expeditions left London long ago. They ought to be well established by now. They'll surely help us find our footing. Cool, and with that, we can poke our exploration team to run out. Have a look at the gloomy cave. It'll take them about 20 odd hours to get there. We have 9 hours of coal left. I'm hoping this lot can start pooping some out. But now we have 31 hands, with which we can pull the engineers we just put in here out. Fill up that and that somewhat. Plop some more hunters in. We probably need to start building another hunter hut at some stage. Now we have 9 fresh hands to use. We could probably start putting them just wherever. We can crack this open again and pop some engineers in. We can open this up again, pop some engineers in here. Now we have more people to deal with, and we have 14 homeless and not enough wood to make anything for them. Oh no, keep that on. We don't even have enough wood to build another one of these gathering huts. There we go. Oh, search for others. A trail leading in the wilderness. We need to find another settlement. That is a long-term goal. But for now, we're kind of having to worry about the short term. Oh, it's just approaching morning. Wonder what it is you'll accomplish today. I hope it doesn't involve staying warm, because it's a little too low right now. Let's flip the camera around and get a different view for a change. And the reason I haven't popped one of these down next to these workplaces yet is because these eat 1 coal per hour, and these eat 3 coal per hour in a massive radius. So it might be worth putting one down there later on when there's 3 different workplaces, or 4 or 5. But for now, it'll be much easier just to stick a heater on in them. And it'll be nice if you got in there fairly soonish. There are 30 people in there. There are just the 1 absence in here. It would be great if you pooped out some coal. There we go. 55 coal, and we are in the positive again with about 30 to spare. And we got a sawmill upgrade, which means this thing is going to poop out even more wood for us. Oh, let's have an ceramic tech tree. We can start building one of these. Nope, we need 20 wood to do that. What? There are tech here we can do for just steel. And I wonder where it is. Nope, that's just wood. We can start investing in the generator right now. I would... Hothouses are, on average, more efficient than the hunting huts, but they eat steam cores as well, which we only have one of at the moment. We have 6 people lying around. 14 homeless. Just try to think what we should invest in next. We could have more scouts to start sending more people out looking around for stuff. And if they're out there in the wilderness, then they're not in here eating all our food. That's 20 wood though. What is our next big problem? It's going to be the cold. That's our next big problem. Right now we're keeping everything just about livable. We need to invest in the generator, I feel. So once we have the old 20 wood, 18, 19 and 20, we can run over here and start setting this up. That takes up all our wood. We have 14 homeless, we can get that sorted out, no problem. We check the economy, we're in the positive. Oh, and now you can see, if we jump into this view. Oh, no. Oh, we've got a bunch of scaffolding up around the generator now. Very neat. And what you just saw there is the Q&E buttons in NVIDIA Ansel. Now twists the camera around. And, oh, it seems OBS isn't picking up the camera view on the left-hand side. Oh, that's very interesting. Right. Right, how much is a gathering point? Resources. Gathering post is 15 wood and 5 steel. We have no steel income, we should probably sort that out. But we have a steel works. That's a coal depot. That's a coal depot. There's steel somewhere around it. There it is. Iron ore. That can be refined straight into steel. There's 2 coal bars just sitting right there. Intriguing. If we zoom out a little bit, we can get a better idea of what depots we have around the edge. We've got 1, 2, apparently 3 coal. Oh, and got another bit more pooped out. Got 108 in the bank. And you know what? I'm gonna pop some people in there. Start picking up that coal. No, not coal, the steel. Since we've got a few dudes spare. We have 40 wood available to us. We need... What can we put down steelworks? Run around the edge. Oh, there's 2 steelworks points here. Actually, we don't need to do that just yet. Because we still have, dotted about, this wreckage in a heat spot as well. That's going to get all picked up. We need another gathering point plopped right here. And a road leading up to it. Oh, let's indulge on a road, shall we? And we also need, at some point... Oh no. Because right now we have 200 coal sitting here waiting to be picked up. Oh, we have 14 homeless at the moment. We need 2 more houses. We can build that, but I don't want to get on that just yet. People, we also need a child shelter, so we can chuck some children in it. Not just yet on the child shelter. I'm going to hold off on that because I've got a tech tree building up. How's this doing? Chilly. I mean, we have the sickness, the medical capacity for that. There we go. And the second the generator upgrade finishes, it jumps straight up to that level. And with each increase in coal consumption, in heat level and heat range, it's gonna start eating a lot more coal. So if we leave it on level 2, it's gonna eat all of that much. So we're gonna turn that off for the time being. And if I jump into this camera again, generator's got a new design to it. I don't think it had these little sticky outy bits previously, and now it's got some fresh new wheels. Literally a new pair of wheels with which to play with. And with that, the tech tree's finished, and now we can invest in something else, like more dudes. Or a coal mine. I need to think what I want next. More scouts might be a good idea. Or we could get that set up. But we have a coal thumper up to deal with our coal needs for the time being. We're not looking for wood just yet. We got 2 medical posts. They're fully staffed right now. We have the heat to cover our housing districts, so we don't need a bunkhouse just yet. We want more scouts. How are we doing with food? Looks good. Oh, we probably need another one of... Oh, actually, if we have a look at resources, not that one, food. Hunting tactics, we want this next tier, fairly swiftish. And now need more steel and some more wood. We can save up the wood fairly well. We just need steel. There is a little bit sat there and a little bit sat there. Oh, that bit's a little cold. Right. This one isn't finished yet. Let's get ahead of ourselves on the housing problem and plop 2 more down. I've left a space in there for something that might go in there another time. I've plopped a road down. That'll sort out the 20 homeless. And with that, we picked up all that steel. This can switch off. You can all leave. And I would like to start getting you lot to work on here, but no, I need you lot to go into this pile here. We have no steel income. If we check it, no, nothing at all. We can grab some engineers from here and plop the workers on here. For the next day, they'll run over and work on there. Or they would if there was 3 things that didn't need building. Oh, we'll turn this up so it stops moaning at us. Oh, that clang means we've got a little bit more coal.
Workday ends. It's off time.
It's off time for the people who don't need to build stuff. Or grab food, which is pretty much everyone. So let's speed things up. I promised warmth and delivered. I can now switch this off. Or not. Oh, there's an house being built. And a free spot for these engineers to live in and start picking up coal in the morning. And the scouts have reached the gloomy cave. Ah, I thought this would be the problematic, one of the bigger scenarios we would encounter. We can hear terrified shrieks coming from a cave uphill. When we come closer, several polar bears turn towards us, blocking the entrance. There are people trapped inside, and those beasts are picking them off one by one and feasting on them. We can leave them alone, in which case all those survivors will get killed, but our scout team would be fine. Or we can attempt to murder those bears. We can rescue the 30-odd people trapped inside, but there is a risk that the scout team will die doing it. Let's do it. Take that, bears. When our scouts attacked the bears, the people in the cave joined in, and together they drove the beasts away. Then they all set out towards the city. There was a 50% chance that our scout team would have died there. But now they are coming home straight away with 30-odd people. And we don't have... oh no, scratch that. We have 20, 30 plus people coming in. And our housing situation, we have 6 vacant beds. Not ideal. It is 11 o'clock at night. I'm gonna pop these 2 houses down. Oh no, we don't have the wood to build a street towards them. So they're just gonna have to deal with just having to walk through the dirt to get home. But at least we have houses for them. Oh, we have 6 sick. Oh no, 7. And it is a whole new morning. The sun is up already. And that temperature drop I mentioned at the start of this stream, that's coming up. So we're going to need this heater on, this heater on, and this heater on. Because these people are going to be crucial for keeping our city running and alive. The heater is on in here. And that means...
Wrap up well. Frost is here.
when the temperature drops like that, not as many people are going to die. But you need to start making more food. And we don't have the food production to deal with this many people. But we do have the workers to keep up with food. So we take a few out of there, put the rest in here. Excuse me. We need enough for hunting up. Fairly sharpish. And how much do they cost? 20 wood, that's fine.
Work time. Get moving.
Now, every one of these houses are chilly, and people aren't a fan of that. Fortunately, it's only going to be 2 days of this cold snap until the temperature goes back up. And with that, we get these dudes in. Scout Unit number 1 has returned to the city. And now they've returned, they can start running straight out again. The sturdy shelter. There's no sign of movement or a crash site. Let's send you off to the sturdy shelter. Now, we could send them straight there. It will take them 22 hours. Or we could send them to this expedition, which will take them 6 hours. But since they've been there already, and it's on the way, they're going to run to that point fairly quickly. Like, much quicker than they originally got there in the first place. That's working at 90%. Coal production is... Oh no. We need a road run here. If we check coal production, we got plenty coming in. We can make up a pretty good stockpile, even with all the heaters running. And with all these scientists coming in, we can crack this open and put more engineers in. But we need these two set up. We have 30 homeless right now. We can set up another 10 once that gets out of the way. And while I'm moving this back and forth, is that if you look at the Steam Hub here, notice it's turned white. That means this house that I'm going to put down, everything that affects that house turns white when it's in range. So we plop down a house here, it'll get hit by this heating zone. And we need to put another road to it. Because God knows people just won't use shoes. We have a bunch of unemployed. We need a hunter's hut very, very quickly. Where is it? Food. 20 wood. We can rush to that. 18, 19, 20. There we go. We can plop this down right about here. Yes, let's put it here. It doesn't need heating as far as I'm aware. Yeah, because there's no option to put a heating on inside it. Because hunters don't hang about in there too long. Oh, we did have 19 homeless, but that wasn't the counting the house that didn't have a road running to it. See all the little fires running in the middle? Very pretty. Oh. Got people running here, picking up all of this. It's cold for them at the moment. So you know what? I'm going to pull them off of that for the time being. Start setting up another sawmill right about here. Where can we stick this? We can't put it here because there's a steel pile in the way. Let's put it here. Run a street over to it. We need 6 wood for the privilege. But when this gets finished up, we have plenty of people to stick in it. When that gets finished up, we'll have 15 to run in there. And we have scouts we can put in. Next up, what do I want to do next? Well, clearly that's what I want to do next, but it needs a bunch of wood to do it. Which we are picking up. We're going to be picking up shortly. 20 wood and steel to make the coal mine. I want that next. Then I'm probably going to do the drafting machines into the hunting tactics here. But this needs 6 wood. There we go. 6 wood, there we go. You can now reach your workplace. And we need about 20 before we can start researching again. And we need 40 to send out another scout team, like this lot. Now they've got there, it did take 22 hours to get straight from the city to this area, but since they're partway there already, it will take them just 14 hours. 14 plus 6, that is a total of about 20 hours, shaved 2 hours off the time. Much more efficient than just walking straight there. Oh, we got 9 members still. That's because they haven't finished their building yet. We have 81 food. That is a problem. That is no longer an issue. How many do I get left? 22 kids. We have 6 hungry and 16 engineers. We can stick one in there. No, we can't. No, we can stick him in there. That's fine. Engineers. Let's nab a... Oh no, let's nab a worker from here. Stick you in the food building. We have 15 people left, all engineers. We're already capping out on research, so we don't need any more researchers. We have more than enough capacity for healthcare, but there is going to be a lot of people needing healthcare soonish, because it's so cold at the moment. But what we can do here is, well, I'll show you at the end of work. Oh. We got 28 wood at the moment. What do I need next? Coal mine. Let's start on the coal mine, shall we? Start getting them to do stuff. Now I'm hoping we can get enough wood by the end of the day to send out another scout team. Eventually. I'm not sure that's going to happen though. Too short. No, more than too short. Right, I'm going to put people in there, flip the heater on for the morning. And... perhaps I should set up another medical post. Oh no. I've got 8 at the moment. These are all chilly during the day. That certainly was chilly. They've got a bit of heating insulation at the moment. These were perfectly fine. I'm going to get a bunch of sick come in during the night. You have 10 hungry people and food for about a fraction of the people we have right now. Which is why I want to get the next tier of research, which needs lots more wood. Oh, and there were people sat on here all day as well. I'm going to wait for it to reach about 10 o'clock. Oh, people are getting food. And this lot are being sent out on a food mission, so we should get a bunch more coming in during the day, well, in the morning. Let's pop the rest of these engineers, just fill that up a little bit. But let's pull these workers out too. So we have about 4 workers left. We need 5 to make a scout team. Once we have enough wood. But now it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to do something fancy and hit the overdrive on the generator. So once we press this button, every heat zone that the generator supplies moves up by 1 heat level. So all these were chilly, now they are livable, for the night at least. These are now comfortable, and over time this will start to generate stress. When this hits about like 50%, you'll get a pop-up telling you to switch it off. When it hits about 75%, you'll get another pop-up telling you to switch it off now. And when it hits 100%, it explodes. So yeah, we really do need to keep an eye on that. But at the very least, it's a bit of free heat for the night. While everyone's going to be in the heat zone, everyone is livable. Just keep them comfortable for a while. We have the bunch of coal, so we don't need to move up the steam level yet. And I can just see poking through the edge another temperature drop. Lovely. Evading wood, I'm going to save that up for the next tech level. We just have a knot at this again. We have gathering post here. Oh no, drafting machines. This takes 75. 85, 95, 115 is the absolute maximum we need to stockpile before I can research both that and set up a scout team. How you doing? Because it's going to be really good to have a second scout team running around. And talking about scout teams, this lot are going to report in right about now. The sturdy shelter. This has wood, food rations, and steam cores. Well supplied and built to withstand even the worst weather. Let's have a loss. There is nobody inside. Well equipped with emergency supplies. Notice posted to the head door that reads, "To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster and return on your return to the city." That means there is another city out there. There's another signpost plopped down. London, 19,000 miles. Home, 27 miles. Intriguing. I'm going to have all this. Just a shitload of wood and a bunch of food as well. And a steam core. I could send them back now, but I want them to run past the steel bridge on their way before they turn back. It's going to take them 12 hours to get there. By my calculations, that should be 2 in the afternoon. I'm hoping they're more than able to sleep on the road. Because they're very good at their job, these scouts. Oh. I tried to do 3 times speed there, but it hit 5 AM straight away. Oh, let's keep an eye on this. 25%. Thank the Lord. Ah. Oh, everyone's doing really well. Like there's my main concern at the moment is food production. We have no food right now. This lot gonna come in with a lot of food, but it's not going to be enough for all the people we have. So I'm gonna have to swallow the pride and rely on our healthcare service.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
When you sign that law, it introduces a new button in the cookhouse. If we press this button, we can switch back to standard meals by basically doubling our food output. Or if we keep it on here, we can produce 6 rations from 2 raw food at the cost of potentially making people ill. But we have that is a more than preferable alternative to people starving. Because if they spend too long starving, they will die. How are you doing in it? It's cold at the moment. That should go up to a bit chilly, which is more than enough to start the heaters, start all the cookers. There is hair on my glasses. Yeah. That's another sacrifice I had to make. That everyone has to make.
Work time.
And our work time has started up. Lots of people are going to run off from their houses, which means we can switch off the overdrive. That's going to make the people coming off of the hunting expeditions a bit discontent because it's going to be cold at home. But this lot are only chilly. And we have 8 sick waiting to be treated at the moment. Oh, speaking of that, coal mining is on 36%, but we have enough wood for a new scout team. So where can we pull somebody? Coal production is massively in the green, so congratulations, worker friend. You have been promoted to scout. You're going to run off to the crash site and start picking up stuff from there. Have fun. That's 5 less mouths to feed, which means less.
I'm joined by our crisis correspondent, Spartacus Mills. Spartacus, this is huge history happening, isn't it?
It's bigger than that, Chris. It's large. I mean...
Push for time. Can you sum it up in a word?
No.
A sound? Spartacus, thank you.
Oh, thank you. 5 less. But 9 new friends. And Griffin, thank you for following.
You ugly.
Oh, I thought I'd just give all you 9 new people just a look at our city at the moment. This is a Frostpunk, a survival city builder. Right now we are dealing with a cold snap with sod all food. Yep, the snob notification is surprisingly fitting for this particular game. How is everybody doing? How are all of you doing? Oh, we got 10 people in there. We have a bunch of wood coming up. We have 8 people that need treatment. Let's treat them to some food, shall we? This lot are going to recover a lot faster, and this lot... there's 2. There's one person that's going to get kicked out, and this person who's going to get popped in. You're playing an indie Hamlet map that went over to Starbound. Ah. Oh, was that... Oh, that one game. Banished. Was that the game you were playing earlier? I'm sure it is. I've seen you play that already. I watched one of your last streams on it. I was close enough. But Hamlet up. Literally mean Hamlet, the play. So this, for everyone just coming in, this is the city of New London, because the old London got frozen over by an apocalyptic global chill. Because right now it is the middle of summer in England. I need to verify for those of you watching from outside the UK that this is not normal cold for England. Oh, we got coal mines up and just hit 75 wood, which means we can boop this button, or almost, because we don't have enough steel to do it. Ah well, we can buff up the medical posts anyway. They'll very much appreciate that. We have no more steel, which means we need to start building some steelworks. Oh, hang on. That's just 25 wood each. Let's have 1 there. Oh no, that's the escape button. Yep, that's a -40 temperature there. And by this game standard, that is a balmy temperature there. Well, that isn't even half of what the game will throw at you. Oh, so now we're having this build up. Yeah, eventually we should have some actual steel income coming in. We have a positive coal income because of this lot. You do believe you'd seen it down to like -60 or -70. That's close to what this game does. Trust me, it'll get colder than that. Oh. But for now, let's just enjoy the hot weather. Yes, it will get colder. I will say nothing else on that matter. But oh, another feature of this game I love is that these buildings are fairly modular, because these two are separate workshops, but since I put them together, I can run into this camera mode and show you. Because I put these two together, they've got a little walkway between them, so they can work together easier. And what? What do you need these numbers for? Hey, is this supposed to be a massive calculator? It does not need to be that big, guys. Come on. No wonder you need so much steel to do all your research. Like, you're wasting it all on that. Like massive calculators. My goodness. Oh, and here we go. Our first scout team has reached the bridge to Winterhome. And we see we've got a new thing here. We stopped at the edge of a deep, wide ravine, marvelling at the steel bridge spanning it. Even more so at the huge automaton sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city, or disassemble it for resources. This is very, very, very good to have, especially this early. And what we can do here is that we can turn it around and send it trotting off back to the city. It absolutely will not die to the cold because it's made of stronger stuff than the complainy people back in the city. Or we can tear it down. This is a good trade because later on in the game you can build automatons from both wood and steel. We get a lot of steel from it, and future automatons we can build from just one steam core, which we'll get to by tearing this thing down. But I want this thing itself, so I'm gonna quickly reprogram it and send it running back. We reprogrammed and sent it on its way.
Why are you gay?
Oh. Hello, Zach. Thank you for following.
You are gay.
As it disappeared into the distance, walking steadily towards the city, the first wisps of snow started to settle on the bridge. And now that little thingy is going to start trotting back, and we can send this lot on to a large convoy or a weather station. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send them off to here, bring them back around to the large convoy, and send them home. And this lot should get to here in about 7 hours or so. Oh, what's this? Finding the bridge to Winterhome proved that we're on the right track, but raised questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why wasn't it under the automaton under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all, but people are getting anxious. That's a little knock to hope. That's not fun. But at least we're getting a wood income. We don't have to worry about that anymore. What we do need to worry about is having people free to work in here. Because when we get this sorted out, it's going to be a bit cold. Well, in these workplaces at the very least. And we have 4 sick and 118 food. Got a little bit of a buffer at the very least. Oh, there we go. Now the workday is up. We're going to have plenty of people come to drop over here and start building all this. And what else can we do with our 105 wood? Like, I'm actually gonna switch this off and take these lot out. And probably put them in here when this opens up. because we are pretty good on wood for the time being. We just need all the steel. And this steel too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them to work on here, because there's just 5 steel there. And sure, there's only 1 there, but once we clear this out of the way, because it's in a heat zone, we can start plopping down more houses. And what can I do from here? Well, we have food production. We want to get steel before the next research project finishes, so I'm going to switch this off. Take these engineers and stick them on it to help. And that raises it from the 3.3 extractions per hour to 5 steel per hour, which should empty that out like pretty much in the morning, which we're going to rush to now. But before you do, let's flip on the overdrive again. Keep everyone a little warmer during the night. This lot are going to run off to hunt some food. And this lot are going to reach the crash site. Let's have a nose around. This was where the expedition was split up before the initial people went to establish the city. Let's have a look around. Plenty of priceless supplies in the wrecks of our expedition. Searching among the crates scattered in the snow behind the wrecks, we found the bodies. They're tangled together in a single frozen mass, as if these people were trying to find at least a little bit of warmth just before they died. We can do nothing for them but move on. 140 wood and 34 raw food. Yeah, this game does get a little bleak. Let's move our scout team on to the observatory. This dude is just over a day away, but he'll be fine as long as he doesn't run into this crack. Oh, into that little crag there. Oh no, that is the escape button. And that sound means we can bring in a new law. And one of those new laws is the fighting arena. Well, that'll be a little something that people will run into. Just have a look at all the fights. It's a little bit of entertainment during the day. Well, the nights even. And it'll make people a little happier, more content, and less liable to start fighting the people in charge. But oh no, let's jump out of here. We don't really need that at the moment. What we do need is 10 people from... I've lost them. From it. Once they picked this little wreckage clean, they're going to run all the way over and jump into there. Let's flip the inner on for them. Wow. Oh, we are 4 sick. Let's keep an eye on the generator overdrive so it doesn't get too hot. Bring ourselves into the morning. Good day. How can we make the city even better? I'll tell you what will make the city better. This little hot spell we're going to have. And now the temperature's gone right down to -30. We can flip the overdrive off. This lot will reach a weather station too, but let's check the temperatures of everything. Not only is everything now livable on just the base level temperature, but we don't need to start struggling to save energy anymore, which means it's going to be a little relief on our medical system. But furthermore, we can poke this lot to have a look at what they found. They're at a weather station. We found the scientists' notes. They predict that the Great Cold is going to get much worse. What's more troubling is that the observations ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of spam, not a crumb of bread left in the pantry. It's obvious they were moved out for good. We can see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. This little area, in addition to a bit of cold and a spare steam core, I presume we nicked from the engine of the radar. Not the radar, the telescope. It also reveals to us Winterhome, our primary objective. It is a city much like ours. We can see the top of the generator, but it's switched off. Probably for maintenance. Yeah, it'll be fine. Let's have him run over to the coal mine first. Oh. A recent report from the weather station has gotten people talking. They're frightened that such an important facility was apparently abandoned. Some are starting to wonder whether the evacuation from London was a good idea. A few are lamenting openly. I knew we should never come. At least London and real houses, not tents and wooden shacks. Hope we'll fall. And Wyvern will say hello. Hello, Wyvern. Are you good? Right. As we reach the new day, we're going to keep a firm eye on that. And now that's depleted, we can run all these engineers over, start picking this up. One extra engineer is going to run back in here. And even though there are people not there yet, this is going to start generating steel for us. At 90% efficiency too. So I have a little bit of income. Let's wait for it to get up to 10 before we can do anything with it. Oh, we have nobody spare yet, but we have 12 waiting to get in here. Probably a repercussion of us relying on the sawdust for our meals. What I'm going to research next. Now we have 11 steel. We need something to sort out our food situation. So, get ourselves some more houses. Since we have a little extra food, we can start booping people with it. Oh no. There's a bunch of people working, so they're not going in for treatment just yet. But this lot have found the observatory. Something is amiss at the observatory. Snow covers the precious instruments, and the dome is open. Instead of astronomers, we are met by some of our lost people. They explain that they came here for help, but found everyone dead. The astronomers continue their observations until they starved. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight cannot be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. That's ominous. Right, now we have 3 options for our survivors. We can run to the city ourselves. We can tell them where the city is and send them to walk there as we go somewhere else. Or we just leave them here, where they will most likely die. Let's bring them home ourselves. We do need a few more people, especially to start making more food. And let's have a look. Oh. It's got 20 engineers, 12 workers, and 4 children. We need a place to put all those kids. Now we need some more houses, now that there's space opened up. Let us... I mean, there's room to put something new here, but I'm gonna have to put the tent here and here. Not an ideal setup, but oh well. You're all right, Riven. That's cool. Oh, clonk. Yep, that's got a bunch of coal on it. It's moaning at us because there's no workers, but that's not a problem because we got these 2 huts picking it up. But we can put workers on that to pick it up faster if we're in a pinch, which we are actually not. We can actually just pull a few people off of here and move them over to, say, this little place. Start that up again, get a bit more wood for our trouble. Although, scratch that. We need to set up a child shelter because we have 22 kids running around. No, scratch that, just the 7, and we've got a few more coming in. So, let's put somewhere where they will be warm and out of the way. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Consume kids. No, Sombrero, I'm not consuming the children. Not yet, anyway. Your profile icon is really cute. No, I did not draw that. That, if you go down the help section, not the help section, the about section. If you run down there, you'll find a link to the person who made that profile icon. Yep, she does really good work. You should definitely hire her for pictures and stuff. Oh, resources. We want another steelwork. Just there. Oh, we got plenty of coal running around. And we finished off the hothouses, which means... actually, let's scratch that. Get the resources back for that and leave it all in the snow. But I want the hothouse built up. So this little building, it has a base heating level of 1. I'm going to put it here because this will produce a lot of food for us. And, oh, I saw that little pop up. We need another research project. We can't do that just yet though. The next lot. We can look at range. Expanding the range of the generator's own heat zone. Nope, there's nothing else I can see we really need at the moment. Excuse me. Oh, this little pop-up here. This will tell us we put our steam core in. We only have... Oh, let me read it for you. We have just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't make them ourselves, so let's help our scouts come back with some of them during their expeditions. Yep, expeditions are the only source of steam cores, and there are a finite number lying about. Oh, let's have a look at the medical posts again. Let's have these patients. We've got 3 in treatment, and 2 wanting to treatment, and everyone in here is at treatment. So, we shove some food at them, and they'll heal even faster. Get them out of the way for the 8 that's in waiting. So these don't become even more sick than they already are. This is... Aha, here. This is nice to see. Every so often, especially one of these patches, what it would lack in just spaces you can put it down, it will make up by having an infinite amount of steel that we can get. So as long as we have someone working on it, we can start making just 4 bits of steel every hour, on the hour. Well, sort of. We can actually pull people out of here. Nope, let's turn this on first. And we need 25 steel. Just... Damn it! Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, just 1 off, because I need 25 to start this level. Yeah, well. Not much we can do about that. How are you lot doing? You're running off to a coal pile? Oh, that's an house finished. And this... Should I put a house down there? Or should I invest in another heat zone around... actually, let's move the child shelter. People... Oh no, don't press that button. Cloud Granny, found your Twitch on the She Plays Discord. Oh, it's nice to meet you too, Cloud Granny. Oops, scratch that. Cloud Granny. Kids can live there. They'll be fine. It's got an extra heating level anyway. It'll be... They won't have too much to fuss about. And what I wanted to do, why I wanted to do that, is that I want to scrap this because something else can fit in it. And I want to put down a tent, not there, but here. It'll be a fairly cold tent for the time being, until I run a little street along here to put up down another heat zone, somewhere around here-ish. Oh, this lot have reached the coal mine. Let's have a look. What have you found? You'll never guess what they find at the coal mine. This coal mine was in operation until very recently. The machinery isn't running low, but there doesn't seem to be anyone working with it. Perhaps the mine simply extracted its quota or filled the loading bay. We could retrieve plenty of raw materials if we took the machinery apart. We can just empty the stores and leave the mine intact, or tear down all the machines along with it. This will open up to us in the future as another source of coal, but that's a lot of steel and 2 steam cores. What I'm going to do is tear it down. You lot can run over to the large convoy next, via the weather station. Griffin, no, we're not putting kids in the generator. No. Yes, we have an excess of them. No, we're not cooking them. Or using them as fuel. That's slightly immoral. But just a little bit. Oh, actually, come to think of it, you know what? You lot, run over to Winterhome. We have 6 people sick right now. And we have a little... Oh, scratch that. Scout Unit 2 has returned to the city. We can disband them right now and get the 40 wood back, or send them back out into the wilderness. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is 19 engineers, 12 workers of 4 sources of coal, and a bunch of raw food. With all this raw food we've got now, I'm going to have you lot switch back to standard meals. Now we have a big old backlog of sawdust meals. We can start cooking that, and people will eat the standard meals first. This can keep up with all of these meals. And you lot, you can keep up with us by running to the bridge. Oh, the Autonton's just about under 13 hours away. That is the escape button. The child shelter is almost done. There we go. Hope will rise, because every child has a place in a child shelter, no matter how cold it may be. Like, we have enough coal to the point right now, to the point where we can just turn on steam level 2. And I think I'm going to do that. Because this will make all of these places, once the heat rises up... Oh, I'm going to put it on this view for you. Eventually, now we've hit level 2, the coal consumption of the generator has doubled, but all of these houses are now comfortable. Which means, if you look on it, nobody's going to get ill. Which is useful because we have 17 ill at the moment. We need more tents. I'm going to put one here. Leave that space open for something. Another one here. Gonna run a road across here. And up here. And I would like to... Well, when those finish up, I'm gonna save on putting down a steam hub here. Or just run the road out a little bit and put a steam hub down. Oh no, actually. Road. Bring the road up. So, is everyone doing alright? I just noticed we're at about 13 viewers. That is... I think that's a record for this channel. It's going really well. Oh, now this is finished. This will produce about 30 odd food per day. And we have enough works to fill it. It only needs 10 people to sit in it. It is at maximum comfortableness. And which is useful because, much like the cookhouse, once this gets too cold, it will just stop producing food. Because nothing can grow while if the soil's too cold. Right, we're gonna speed through the rest of the night. There is 11:15 sick. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Like, we need a new medical post. Right away. We have a few hungry. That is fine. And once we get that 25 steel... Oh, gonna put some more people in there. This will raise our medical capacity quite a fair bit. If we have a NOS at our coal production, we are slightly in the red a little bit. But since it's so warm right now, well, quote unquote warm, we can probably turn this off during the day. Well, turn this down during the day, don't turn it off. This is a very interesting game. Is there a goal, or is the goal just to survive? It is a survival game, first and foremost. Just that all the different things you have to survive against. It's not just the cold, let me tell you. Right, we have the heater on in this place. We have 91 raw food coming in, which means we can flop some more people in here to cook it all. We have 14 people left over. Let's have a look at where all the engineers are hiding. We need 2 more people in there. Whip those engineers out. And let's fill this up. Just to save on. There we go. We can whip an engineer out of here. Now we have 10 engineers free to do what they want to do. We don't need another workshop just yet, because with the kids helping, it's giving a massive boost to the research speed. So we want a medical post. I'm gonna put it down right about here. Oh no, not right there at all. I want it down here. And we need another road running to it. There we go. See the houses squish along to the sides. And once... Oh, let's wait till 8 o'clock. There we go, we have 25 steel right away.
Time to get to work.
It's just right in the morning that one dude just chucked it over the line. Right next to the generator, so now we can use it. And we're going to use it on drafting machines. 9 hours. We are now out of steel. That is no problem. We have no homeless at all. But we do need another steelworks for more steel. Resources. We want one of these, plop down there. We have the road already going up to it. And eventually, we have 70 wood in the back pocket. And look at this, we are slowly producing a little bit of food during the day. That should help keep us ticking over. I don't want to set up another one of these just yet. Although, we have the steel to do it. And the personnel to do it. Let's treat ourselves, shall we? Right next to the generator. Oh. There's about a day left. We can crank the heating down just a smidgen. We can plop 5 people in here and start this up again. We now have a medical capacity of 20 people with 5 waiting for treatment, and on that bombshell, our automaton is going to arrive now. As they clonk down from the edge, presumably. Oh no. Where are you? You'll turn up. There you are. I presume you just flopped down from there. Just slid down the wall. Here we go. Our first automaton is operational. This will help our economy greatly. So the basic purpose of an automaton, I'm going to call them robots because it's not as tongue twisty. Wherever they are. There you are. Look at her go. Him or her? I don't know yet. You can't really ask them pronouns because they just don't really care. Right now you are doing sod all. We can dismantle you right now for a bunch of resources, but we don't need to. But what you are good for is, if I switch off this sawmill and quit them out, we can use them as a replacement for entire groups of people. So you're gonna just slowly clonk your way down. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to help build stuff. Well, first things first, they can build entire houses. Just help people build stuff. Where you go? You're helping put that together. But once you finish with that, you're gonna clonk your way over to this little sawmill and start running that all by your lonesome. And now, chat, right now they are called the Royal Britain. I'm going to need a new name for them. Oh, there's your clonk down. There we go. You're gonna help put all that together. You're so adorable. Oh, this are waiting. This sort of reached the bridge to Waterhome. Waterhome? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Let's run you off to the large convoy. Oh, you can't build stuff because you need raw food. But we got plenty of food right now. There we go. That's all been put together. And now you're finished with that, you're going to get back up. And pretty much like everything else in the city, they rely on the generator. So I think you're going to do that now. Nope, you're just going to walk off. So every so often, this will jump off the workplace and try over to the nearest steam hub or generator and just refuel on that. But like everything else in the city, it relies on the generator. This workshop needs new people. And with our tier 2 of tech open to us, we can do this to make our hunters' huts employ less people, or we can swap over to flying hunters, which gets more people, gets more food in. We can add insulation to the house, which we don't need right now because it's right up next to the generator. Or we can make an infirmary. This is a steam core powered medical hut which heals a lot of people and can also treat the gravely ill, which we had a law. We put in a law earlier in the game to help us treat in the smaller medical posts. Right now, what do we need? We can buff up our coal thumpers to a whole entirely new coal thumper, which produces more stuff, more coal, but we don't need that yet because we're capping out on our reservoirs. We can speed up our scouts, or start building outposts, or a factory which lets us produce our own automatons. And we can make the generator more efficient as well, which we probably will need. What am I after? I need hunting tactics, please. Because we just want to keep our heat production, food production up. While that is starting up, we can plop down a... We don't have the steam cores for another hothouse. That is fine. We're going to have 5, 10, 15 people falling out of these workplaces. Can they work in here? Nope, 10 can fit in here, but just 10. Storage is near capacity on here. And that reminds me, we want a resource depot for 20 steel. Yep, we are full on coal, which we really don't need to be full on. But I want to start working on a big old backlog. Now the workday's up, everyone's going to be running home. Let's bring in the heat level 2 to start using a bit of that. Make everyone a bit more comfy. How you doing? Some people are concerned about the low temperature in their homes. Let's heat some, shall we? We need to keep them heated for 2 days. And I assume through the temperature drop. There we go, we should have a livable condition. Oh no, you're talking about these homes. Ah. We should probably sort that out. 20 steel we need for that though. You need raw food to keep making stuff. That has been shut. I still need a name for you. So, out of what I assume is the 9 people currently watching, I still need a name for the big old robot. You are near capacity, so you can't do sod all right now. I could put something else down here and then set up a steam hub next to you. But we should be alright on this little thing for the time being. Fucking hell. It's covered in snow. look at this. You've made a tent entirely out of snow. Yeah, so one part I like about this game is that all of the buildings you can see have a dynamic snow texture which goes up and down depending on what cold level they're in. You are currently chilly, so there's just a little bit on top, just under the robot. These ones are covered in snow, just like this one. These tents are covered on the top, but not these ones, because these ones are within the range of this. Oh shit, I forgot. This lot are weighing at winter home. They're gonna find steam cores. The fall of Windhome. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The City Chronicle describes the shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy, fights for dwindling resources, and the eventual starvation. The last entry, God forgive us, we're eating our dead. There is no hope. We are on our own. We are alone. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here, people living normal lives in homes heated by generators. But we are alone. Hope falls. Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead. How can we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There is no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads through the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is setting in. We must give them purpose. Now is our main big choice for this campaign. People are shaken, racked by fear and doubt. They have lost hope, and in our chances for survival. Desperation could quickly push them to commit reckless acts. We need to choose between these two options, to unite the people of our city, or else it will die. What will give them purpose and restore hope? Should I pick order? Or rely on faith? That is up to you, chat. If you'll give me a hot second. Straw poll. I'm going to set up a straw poll. Oh Lord, indeed. So I'm going to post the straw poll in chat. Tell me, everybody, what type of dystopia do we want to make? I'm going to switch my recording off here and restart it once we have reached a decision.